Hi, everyone, and welcome to the spring semester. I am Dr. Ann Martin, and I am going to be your instructor for Methods of Research and Education, or EPRS 7900. So in this video, I'm going to give you a little welcome to the course. So here is the agenda. I'm going to go over the syllabus with you. I'm going to give you a tour of iCollege and show you where to find everything, give you a little overview of the assignments and what you can expect for this semester, then give you a tour of your assignment for this week on perusal and how to log in, and then give you a checklist for the week. So let's go to the syllabus. So I'm here in iCollege, and if you go to the content tab underneath the table of contents under introduction to the course, you can find the course syllabus. So here is the syllabus. You can download this to your computer, or you can access this at iCollege at any time. So here on the syllabus, you have my email address. And then if you schedule an office hour appointment with me, or if you come to our Zoom discussions, they are here. So here is the description of the course. So this course is intended to develop your expertise in methods for educational research of some different types of designs. So we are going to be learning the foundations of designs, some different approaches to designs, how to collect data, how to analyze data. You'll be able to critically evaluate research and then also write your own research proposal. So this matches the description, will also match some of the main objectives for the course. So like I mentioned, you're going to be critiquing research studies and education. Once you develop your expertise of different research methods, you will be able to demonstrate an understanding of ethics related to educational research. And you will be able to discuss a variety of different types and approaches to research and different data collection and data analysis methods. And then you will be able to write your own research proposal with your own research question and choosing your own design. So as mentioned, ethics will be very important in this course, and one of the objectives, you'll see that in some of the assignments. So here are the course policies that do align with Georgia State's conduct on academic honesty. Since this is an online course, you will see quite a few instructor creative materials and videos and presentations for you. So keeping those to the course. If you need accommodations, here's the directions for that. And then, of course, the faculty evaluation. Now, for this course, we are going to have one textbook. Everything else will be accessible through the Georgia State Library, any articles there. So here is the citation for the textbook that we're going to be using for this course. And then there is also a corresponding a resource guide that goes with the textbook that was written by the textbook authors. So for this textbook, there is an ebook available. Let me show you that. So this is the ebook that I use, and this is what it looks like here. Now, depending on what you prefer, you might prefer the paper book, or you might prefer the ebook. Do know that with the ebook, I have gotten feedback, and I've noticed this myself since I do use the ebook. Sometimes the tables are not quite as intuitive, but you can access those tables through the corresponding site for the source. So this link right here, well, that's the Georgia State research guide, but there is our textbook authors do have a site that has all of the tables and some study guides available to you. So that is up to you what you choose, whether or not the ebook is acceptable, or you can go ahead and order the actual book. So if you're interested in the ebook, this is a little bit about what it looks like, where you can navigate through the different chapters, and you do have access to the different figures and tables, but sometimes the formatting might be a little cumbersome for some. So do keep that in mind when you're choosing your format for textbook. So that is the textbook we're going to be using, and we're going to be diving right in this week. So here are our assignments. The course is out of 100 points. So here you can see briefly where those points will come from. And every week I'll be creating a video like this. So I'll go into depth about the assignments, but just a broad overview today. So the first one is City Training and Certification. And that is a site that all educational researchers use to get approval before they can move forward with research at the university. So that is going to be a training that we're all going to do. That's going to be worth 10 points. Now, for this course, since it is all asynchronous, we're going to have weekly readings, lectures, and discussions, but your participation for this course is going to be based on your participation and your engagement in perusal, and I'll be showing you that as well. We're going to have 2 exams. For those weekly readings and lectures. Overall, your participation in those discussions is worth 36 points for the course. We're going to have 2 exams, a midterm exam and a final exam. You can see the dates here. There are going to be 2 article critiques. That's one of the course objectives, to be able to critically evaluate and critique educational research. So each of those will be worth 10 points each for a total of 20 points. And then finally, our last course objective is to be able to write a research proposal demonstrating your understanding of research design. So this is going to be a proposal. You're not expected to carry out the research, but you are expected to incorporate all of the components from the course. And this will be built into the course as we go. So that is going to be a research proposal paper and a video presentation to go with it. So that is a total of 14 points, 10 for the paper and 4 for the presentation. And here you can see all of the due dates with those. And there are some detailed descriptions of each of these course assignments at the bottom of the syllabus. So next is the course schedule. So here I've broken it down by week. So for each, it's broken down to module and then weeks, and this also corresponds with the table of contents in iCollege, and I'll show you that in a moment. So it's broken down into 5 modules. We have Introduction to Educational Research, Planning the Research Study, Foundations of Research, Selecting a Research Method and Data Analysis, and then finally, you're writing the research report and course summation. So on the syllabus, when you are looking at the week by week guide, you will see the week, the focus of the week, the date that it is going to begin, and then your to-do list for that week. So here you can see this is week 1, January 9th. So this week you are to read chapters 1 and 2. Chapter 3 is optional for those of you who are interested in that. You're also going to have your week 1 perusal, which is going to be your discussion piece for this week, and your introduction to the course. And I'll show you that in a moment. And so you can see that moving forward, week 2, the focus, the date, the chapters you'll read, and then if there is anything due in iCollege. So anything with an asterisk is due the following Sunday at 11:59. So for week 1, it begins January 9th. So these assignments that have the asterisk are due the following Sunday, which is January 15th by the end of the day. So this is the same format that you'll have every week. And then if there is any assignment, you will also see that here. So there are some built-in check-ins that are ungraded, but everything that is a graded assignment is highlighted, like the city training, it's worth 10 points. The midterm exam is worth 10 points. This is an ungraded check-in. Article critique is 10 points. Other article critique, another ungraded check-in, and so on and so forth. So there you will see the course outline about what to read in the book, and any assignments that are due. Now, as I mentioned, I will do a video like this every Monday, going over any announcements for the week, giving some feedback to the previous week's discussion, and also letting you know what your checklist is for the week and any upcoming assignments. So we'll be talking about this every week, but it's all here in the syllabus if you want to get an overview of what we are going to be doing. Okay, so let me go back to my agenda. So next I want to give you a tour of iCollege, and then we'll come back to the syllabus. So when you are at the homepage, you're going to see an announcement. So you can't see the announcement quite yet because I am So I've scheduled it for the morning, tomorrow morning when I'm still recording, but you will see this announcement when you come in. So every week on Monday at 7 a.m., I'll have an announcement for you, letting you know what's going on this week and your checklist. So you'll see for this week, you're going to watch this video that you're watching right now. I'll have that linked, reading chapters 1 and 2 of the text. Since it's just one textbook, you always know those what the chapters go with. A link to your where to discuss the chapter readings, and then if there's any other assignments, like this week is the class introduction. If there's an optional Zoom that week, I'll have the link here and my email for you here. So that is at the home page of iCollege. So whenever you need to get to the announcement tab, click up here at the top. Now you can set up your home screen in different ways, but I have mine set up to have the announcement and then the content navigator over here. So whenever you go to content, you will see the table of contents for the course. Now, these are the same modules that you saw on the syllabus that I just showed you: the introduction, planning the research study, foundations of research, selecting a method, and then writing the research report. Now, as you can see on my view, these are scheduled to appear for you once we get to that module. But once we get into the course, whenever you need to navigate through, you can click on table of contents, and then you can see the modules there. So we are in the first module, which is the introduction to the course. Again, welcome. So here you can always find the syllabus. So I'll also put a link to that on the announcement tab and in your email, but here it is if you ever need a quick reference to the syllabus. Here is our first assignment for the week that you'll use to discuss, and then your class introduction assignment. So this is how you find the assignments in the classes. Go to content. Now, some other helpful parts that you might need in iCollege are the assignments tab. So here is content where you can find the links to the assignments and important resources. Now, under assessments, you can also see the assignments. So when you click on the assignments, you can see where you will upload your assignments to iCollege. So the city training, and if you're interested in that, sorry, that wasn't the view I was looking for. So for the city training, so here you can see the directions, how to register, what to choose, and then what you upload. So that is one of your assignments, and then everything else is under the research proposal because your other assignments will be done in perusal. So some of these are graded assignments and some of these are ungraded assignments, and I'll go into more depth about that once we get there. Now, eventually we're going to have quizzes for the midterm and the final. Those will be, of course, in the midpoint, so you will not see those yet. And then under grades, this will be the only time I show you because there are no grades, but you can see once you go to the grades tab, you'll be able to see your grades for the course as well. So that is a little bit of how you navigate iCollege. Again, click on the course title to find the announcements, content. You can find all of the links to the syllabus, the assignments, and then also under the assignments tab, you can find your assignments there. You can also see your feedback and your grades for the assignments here, or if you go to the grades tab. If you go to class list, you can also see all of your classmates and any email addresses if you need to email anyone or contact anyone to work with them there. So that is a tour of iCollege that we will be using to every Monday. Again, on Monday, I want you to check into iCollege because I'll have your weekly video and links to all of your assignments for the week. Okay, so that is our tour of iCollege. So next I'm going to talk to you about the assignments for the course. So at the top of the syllabus, well, above the course schedule, you have the course assignments and the breakdown of the 100 points. So again, the city training, your weekly perusal discussions, 2 exams, 2 article critiques, and then your research proposal. So here at the bottom of the syllabus, you have a description of each of those assignments. So the first one is City Training, and City Training is an external site. Again, I showed you on the, if you go to the content slide or the assignment slide, you can see the City Training. And when you click here, it will have the link for how to register for the City Training. So that is something that will be coming up soon. Your first assignment. And then the next major part of actually the biggest portion of your points will come from your weekly discussions of the readings and the course content. So we are going to be using Perusal to access these discussions. So these readings, discussions, course participations are each worth 3 points. We're going to have one every week. Now, since they're, however, there's going to be 15 of them in total once we get through all of the courses, because like I mentioned, there's going to be one every week. However, for your grade, I'm taking your 12 highest weeks. So this is something that you'll be doing every week, but if there's an issue due to illness or an emergency, that is okay, because I'm taking the 12 highest grades. So the highest 12 out of 15. So 12 times 3 is a total of 36 points for the course. But you do, of course, have access to them, and they're a great way to study. So I'll show you those in just a moment. So they are completed by the following Sunday. So every week on Monday, I will post the link to that week's discussion, and you will have the whole week to engage and show your participation, and that is due by Sunday. Now, some of you might have used Perusal. If not, I will show you how to use that. So the way that you are going to be graded is I'm looking for 4 to 6 quality annotations per assignment. So those annotations are when you leave a few sentences or you are engaging with something in there. So in each assignment, every week, I'm going to post a video lecture of me giving an overview of the main topics for the week. There's also going to be chapter discussion questions and notes, and then multiple choice practice. Now, the multiple choice practice, you can still get your full 3 points without doing it, but a lot of people do enjoy that, and it can help you prepare for the midterm and the final. So that is available to you. But again, if you have your 4 to 6 annotations, the multiple choice are optional. So when you are doing those annotations, it might be a question about the text where you can ask me if there's something unclear from your readings. You can ask me a question there in the corresponding place in the Perusal, a connection between chapters. This course, each of the chapters in the textbook really build and circle back. So you'll see a lot of those connections, a realization you made, maybe a question for the group, a connection to a current event or something that might be happening in your job, wondering, a critique or a disagreement with something in my lecture or something in the course textbook, a connection to your experience. Maybe you participated in research, maybe you've read about it, maybe another course, or an impact on a specific group. So let me go show you how to get to the Perusal and how you'll navigate that and what those will look like. So when you go to the content tab in iCollege, you will see the Perusal. So when you click on the Perusal, it will take you to a new, it will take you to a new window. So let me make sure I'm there. So I clicked that link, and so now I'm at the Perusal. So like I mentioned, each Perusal will have a lecture video. So here's the lecture video. Now at the bottom of your Perusal, you will see this, this gray bar which says continue assignment. You click there. There will also be lecture slides to go with the chapters. So these go with the chapter with your textbook. So that's here. Then there are some discussion questions. You can answer these questions. And then here is the multiple choice. Now, so there are 4 parts to the assignment: the lecture video, the slides, the open-ended questions, and then the multiple choice questions. Now, in order to get your full 3 points for each week, you need to leave 4 to 6 annotations. So a couple tips, you can get the best grade if you spread them across the content. So if you put all 4 annotations on the video, that wouldn't be full credit because you haven't completed the whole assignment. So I recommend I put a breakdown on the syllabus, but 1 to 2 annotations for the video, 0 to 1 annotations for the slides, and then answering 1 to 2 questions here. And then if you want to do the multiple choice. If you're not doing the multiple choice, you might answer 2 questions and then have at least 1 annotation on the slides and 1 on the video. So when you are making an annotation, so when you're watching the video, you might be here and you might have a comment. You might want to say orientational research sounds interesting for me because I'm interested in. So you can see in the perusal, it says add a comment. So, and this will be visible to the whole class. So it will be like a conversation and you will type your comment here. Orientational research is appealing because it would allow me to focus in on specific impacts felt by specific, such as women, for instance. So once you put enter, you have your annotation. So when you are answering a question, like maybe here it says, what are the definitions of the 5 general types of research? Maybe you are going to define applied research. You will highlight that section, highlight, and then it automatically pops up. You would say applied research is, and you are able to define it there. So that is how you do annotations. Now you can also read all of your classmates' annotations. You can upvote them. Again, you can ask a question. If there was something in the reading or the lecture that was unclear, you can write a comment and I'll answer you back there. You can ask your classmates a question. So perusal will serve as a study guide, a resource that you can use to go back and study every week. So the perusal will correspond with what you are reading in the textbook. So based on however you work best, I've heard different things. Some people like to read and then watch the video. Some people like to watch the lecture first and then read and then go back like that. So however works best for you, you can try out different things as we progress through the course, but this will be the format every week. So again, the link will be in iCollege. It will take you to perusal. You'll watch the video, leave your annotation, go through the slides that go with the book, and then answer a few review questions, and then take a look at the multiple choice. So that is how you do perusal. So I know that it might be new to some people. I am available to help, and we are going to have an optional Zoom this week if you would like to kind of go through how to log on to perusal. Okay, so again, that is how you access perusal. And that is important because that is where the bulk of your points for the course will come from, is from your weekly discussions, which is worth 36 points overall. So that is what this reading, discussion, and participation goes with, is your perusal discussions. Now, if you prefer live discussions, I will be offering bi-weekly optional Zoom discussions. So if you prefer to discuss the chapters live, that is an option. So here are the tentative dates for the optional Zoom discussion. So these are a great time to come. Just again, if you prefer to get on Zoom with me, ask me questions, get any clarity about the assignments, those are available. So if you come to the optional Zoom, that will serve as your 3 discussion points for that week. So here are, again, they're not going to be every week, so you will be doing some perusals at least, but if you want to come onto Zoom, you can do that instead for those weeks. And we are going to have one this week on January 12th. So if you are have a couple questions about perusal or iCollege or the course textbook or any of the assignments, I do recommend that you come this January this Thursday, January 12th at 5:15, and I'll be on there and I can help you navigate any of these learning technologies that we are going to be using. So again, these dates are tentative, but I will announce them on the announcements tab and in the videos every week. Okay, so for the exams, so there are 2 exams, the midterm exam and the final exam. Those are going to be completed on iCollege. I'll have the link for you. So these, the week before, there'll be a study guide. The perusal will be study questions. I'll do a review lecture. We'll have an optional Zoom to help you study. And then once it is the week of the exam, you have the whole week to complete it, but it is timed in the sense that you can study all week, but once you're ready to take the exam, you need to take it in one sitting. So once you start it, you need to finish it in one sitting. So exams are 20 questions, 10 multiple choice and 10 short answer. So they are very similar to what you are going to see in what you're going to see in the perusal. So in perusal every week, we're going to have the short answer questions and then also the multiple choice. So that is really going to help you be ready for the exams. So here are the dates for the midterm and the final, and here are the chapters that are going to be covered in each of those exams. So the midterm will be chapter 1 through 13. The final will be chapter 14 through 21. Okay, so this is the link that goes with our textbook. So on the syllabus here, under exams, this is the student resources. Let me open it in a new tab. There we go. So this link is written by the authors of our textbook. And so it has resources that go with each chapter. So here are the resources for chapter 1. There's extra lecture notes, flashcards, quizzes, learning objectives, research articles that are related to the topics, and concept maps, and all types of resources there that you might find helpful. So as you're studying for the exam, you can use this to help you. And then the article critique assignments. So there are 2 of those. They're each worth 10 points, and each of those are going to focus on a different design type. One of them is going to focus on quantitative research. The other one is going to focus on qualitative research. And for these, you are going to read a peer-reviewed published educational research article, and you are going to critique the different components of research that we have covered in this class, like the purpose, the research question, their design, their data collection, data analysis, their results, and their ethics, how they use that, and then their discussion. So the first one will be due March 12th, and then the second one will be due April 9th. So as we get closer, I'll talk to you more about that, show you some examples, show you how to do it, and you will get to choose the article that you are going to review and critique. And of course, when you're doing this assignment, and same thing with the exam, you're able to use the perusals, you're able to use the lecture videos, you're able to use the lecture slides, your classmates' annotations, you can use those to help you study, and of course the textbook. So you will see all these assignments build on each other, and you're able to use everything to help you. And then finally, the course is going to culminate with your research proposal. Now, again, this is a proposal. You're not actually expected to collect data or analyze the data. The first step in all ethical research is to craft and get approval for a research proposal. So your research proposal is written in future tense, what you will do, what you are proposing to do. So again, when you're doing this, you don't need to worry about this semester actually collecting the data. So if that's something that is of concern, hopefully I can ease your mind right now about that. So the research proposal, this is going to be we're really going to start right away because it is going to build on each of the chapters as we go more into depth. So this is for you to really demonstrate that you have a strong understanding of educational research, and that you're able to craft and propose a sound research design. So to support you in this, I have 3 check-ins throughout the semester that are ungraded. So the purpose of these check-ins is for you to be able to get started. I know that that can be sometimes the biggest challenge with big research projects and assignments, is for you to get started and then also get some feedback from me right away before it is time for it to be graded. That way you can feel confident once the final paper is due that you're on the right track. So the first ungraded check-in is going to be about your potential research question and your potential design. Now that's due January 22nd. So next week I'll be talking to you about that. Then the next check-in is not until March, but this is going to be your final research issue, your research question, and your references that you're going to be citing for your literature review. And then the final check-in is going to be your research design, your data collection, including your data collection methods and procedures there. So again, I'll be talking to you about this and showing you where to put that in. And then the final research proposal will be due April 16th. So here you can see the suggested length, what needs to be in there, how many sources you need to cite, and then these are the components that should be in there. And then finally, your research presentation is a 3 to 5 minute video with voiceover, or you can be on the video like how I'm doing here, and you are going to be talking about your research proposal. So for the research proposal, there is a template that you can use and a rubric. You can find that if you go to assessments and assignments. When you click on research proposal, you can see the template. And so the template will have all the sections that you have to include. And then here is a sample if you want to see a sample. And then there is also a rubric. So if you would like to see the rubric and how you will be graded, here is the breakdown here that you can access under the assessment tab. So again, this will be building throughout the course. This is something, if you have questions about this is why those optional Zooms can be so helpful, because you can come in, you can ask me a question, and we do have those ungraded check-ins to make sure that you are on the right track. And then that way, by the end of the semester, you have your final research proposal paper ready to go. Okay, so those are the major assignments. And so I did give you an overview of perusal. So I want to talk you through a few things to mention for this week. So this week we are going to be reading chapters 1 and 2. And these chapters are chapters that you can come back to throughout the semester. So it's really important that you get a good read of chapters 1 and 2. That will really set you up for success for the whole semester, because chapters 1 and 2, they really do an overview of all of the major concepts we are going to touch on. So this is something that you can always flip back to if you get a good read of chapters 1 and 2. Once we get into the detailed chapters, you might flip back to chapters 1 and 2 just to refresh yourself with the overview. So in chapter 1, we're going to be talking mostly about the importance and the different areas of educational research and the different types and objectives. And then chapter 2 is going to go into the overall, the 3 different approaches we're going to be learning: quantitative, qualitative, and mixed research, and in depth with those. I really recommend when you are reading, is it this? Yes, when you are reading chapter 2, that you take a look at table 2.1, because it will talk about the different objectives, and it kind of gives you an outline that you can reference throughout the semester as we are going to depth about quantitative versus qualitative versus mixed research. So that is what you are going to be reading in the textbook. Now, of course, if you are ordering a hard copy of the textbook, you might need to wait a few days. So you can go ahead and get started with the perusal. So here is the perusal for this week. So the lecture video and then some of these slides can go into that. And so this week, when you are going into these chapters, again, you can highlight, leave your annotations, and that is what you will do on the first assignment for your perusal. So this week, we're doing chapters 1 and 2, and here is your perusal. Okay, and so I am going to go ahead and leave you this week with your checklist for the week. So this is what you have to do this week. So by Sunday, January 15th, you are going to read chapters 1 and 2. Now, chapter 3 is optional. Chapter 3 is about action research. So as you're reading chapter 1 and 2, if action research sounds most applicable to what you're interested in, you might want to skim or read chapter 3. You will also do perusal number 1, which is worth your first 3 discussion points. And then you have your class introduction via Google Slide. So I forgot to show you that. Let me show you that. And then we do have an optional Zoom discussion this week. So if you want to hop on Zoom with me on Thursday, I'll be going over any questions that you have about the syllabus or the course. I can help you navigate perusal or iCollege, and we will be talking about chapters 1 and 2. So I would love to see you if you want to come. That will be 3 points towards your discussion as well. So you can choose this week between doing the perusal or coming to the Zoom. So here are upcoming assignments that are due in the coming weeks. You will turn in your research question. Again, we'll talk more about that next week. And then the city training, which we will also talk about more next week. Now, I do want to show you before we go the introduction via Google Slide. Okay, so you will also see in the announcements for this week or the table of contents, one of the assignments is your class introduction. So this assignment is to create a Google slide with information about yourself, to introduce yourself to the class and to me. So you can also review everyone else's slide and leave them a comment. So when you click this link, it will take you to, this Google slide presentation. So here you can read about me and a little bit about what I am interested in. So as you know, I am a research methodologist. So I'm teaching this course about research methods. So I did graduate from Georgia State a few years ago, and I also teach third grade, so I'm kind of in both spaces. But I really enjoy both teaching small children, and then I have a strong passion for educational research. So over here, I included my research interests. My dissertation was about the Beltline and the tax structure that is used to fund it. I'm particularly drawn to critical research, and I think that you probably noticed that with the perusal when I made a comment on orientational research. I'm interested in social policies and education and the intersection, and then issues related to race, class, and gender. So I just included a few photos here. This is my fabulous advisor, Dr. Janice Fernelier. These are some of my third grade students from few years ago. You can see masks. These are some of my colleagues that I work out with at the gym and some of my interests. So again, I really like to get to know you. So I did put a slide for everybody with your name. So please fill out your introduction, any photos, information about you. You can do a video, voiceover, get creative, and put your slide here. So this is also worth 3 points. So that is what we are going to be doing this week. So again, I am so excited to be starting off 2023 with this course, and I look forward to getting to know you through the slides. Again, you can leave a comment to anyone else. If you recognize someone, you can also put your contact information so we can stay connected through the course. So I look forward to getting to know you via your Google Slide this week, and potentially at the optional Zoom, and if not there, on perusal with your annotations and any questions that you have for me. So happy spring semester. I hope you have a great first day of school, and please email me with any questions, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.